What's up? Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Hold on. My face is gone. Why is... Oh, I know why my face is gone. My face. Where's my face? What? Where's the plug for the face? Hello? Where? Oh, there you are. I got too many wires here. Please hold. Okay. Boop. Watch it not work. What? Ugh. Ugh. There it is. Okay, what's up now? It's good. It wasn't good a minute ago. Now. Oh. Okay. I think I pulled the phones back. Thank you, J-Bot. Focus. Thank you. What's up, y'all? Happy Saturday Morning Live, Season 7, Episode 29. Yay! Why do I keep getting a notification for this? Stop it. Stop it. Oops. God, that totally wasn't on. And I'm not totally wired up yet either. How is everybody? Everybody have a good week? It went up really quick this week. I don't know what's up with that. There's a quick set key on the floor. I just turned around and it was Friday. I don't know about y'all, but like it was just a blur. I don't even really remember what I did. I guess that was because I was so damn busy and doing so much different weirdo stuff. Okay, let's pull this up. Yep, right there. If we're going to be working on the workbench, we got to have the mobile comment section. What's up, Joseph Douglas? Obviously, so let's get that up. And I didn't really have anything that I don't really have to do that, so you know, things happen. But I do kind of have to do that because I've got a whole box of deadbolts over here. We got 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 double cylinder deadbolts. Oh, 5. This is more than I actually thought it was. 5, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yep, there's a shitload of them in there. Okay, well. So, basically, after that got brought in yesterday, I'm going to need room on my, well, you know, that's going to be a master key system. I probably don't. I really probably need to clean the table off instead of my bench because on bigger systems like that, I'll use wobbles and just rekey it up front. Just so I can open the boxes and have somewhere to spread everything. So, yeah, okay, screw the workbench. Rename the live to, it's another kind of workbench. However, on wobbles right now, so I still got to get the thing out, but on wobbles right now, we got a few door closers and stuff. All that is in the middle of an unboxing video. Even though I just did an unboxing video, That was from like 3 weeks ago. And I just got another order in yesterday that I did a video, or I'm in the middle of doing a video on. And there's still a few things sitting on wobbles, so probably what I'll do today is let's get wobbles cleaned off. Last name Table, first name Clark. And what are we gonna do with all those door closers? I guess I can put them in a... I don't want to move them to my truck right now because that's going to take some shifting around. Let me think about that for a minute. Let me think about that. I got to ponder that whole little issue thing. All right. Well, I'm going to say hey to everybody. We're going to go ahead and get a symbol. What's up, Rune? Regardless of what J-Bot says, Rune's always first there. I don't have any cold drip, y'all. That's what the problem is today. I have no cold drip, no cold Coke. I didn't bring ice. I didn't have time to go across the street and get some coffee. I'm not gonna make y'all wait while I do that. Locksmith, assemble! And I got a new one of these. A new bigger version yesterday that I've got over there, because literally it's one of the very few last spots. That one's still half empty, so I kind of started making like a rim / mortise cylinder area for smaller quantities, just so I can grab it, you know, quickly, and label them so that Kim can find stuff easier in there. But the one I got yesterday, an empty 9-drawer version, the bigger drawers, I kind of want to use it for overflow on speaking of door closers, on door closer screws. Because, you know, if you put door closers in a lot, you end up with a whole bunch of leftover stuff. Not every door closer needs through bolts. Not every person wants to have through bolts on their closer, so you end up with a bunch of through bolts. You end up with extra... You know, put it in a wood door, you end up with more sheet or threaded screws, and vice versa. And it's kind of right now. I've got them all here, but some of those drawers, some of them, like I don't know how I want to do that exactly. I may move some of the drawers from there over there. I don't know. Long story short, I still need to clean off wobbles. Monday I'll put the door closers in my van. Nate G, Dana Reed, Anthony, what's up? Retired Butcher Boy, Alan C, good morning. Outlaw, what's up? Happy Saturday. Curto, what's up? Chevy Dude, what's going on? James Randolph. Oh, Steven's Eyes, what's up? Oh, hey, J-Bot again. George Blair, good morning to you. Anyone here work on Syncons and print? No, I don't. But George Blair got the first chatter of the day. Accent, the luck of the draw. Access, what's up? MSC, good morning to you. Kevin K, good morning, what's up? Yeah, I know, it's weird. It's yes, YouTube. I don't know if you can even turn that off. Oh, no. Oh, the safe. That's why. That's why. I knew it sounded familiar, but I've been out of the safe game for a long time. Yin Yet, what's up? What's up, Daniel Wes? Gumby, good morning to you. Willard, what's up? Don't ignore. Why is J-Bot ignoring you? You said plaid. Didn't we? What? I think that's plaid. You want your pin in cylinders. Distracting you. 483 12 9 64 389 12 18 18's not a legitimate pen. 7-9. Does that help? What's up, Tom? Zach, good morning. Oh no, Lock Leisure, what's up? Come on over here, have a cold Coke. Oh god, no. I was like, I can run up to the bakery and grab a Coke out of their freezer if they have one. But sometimes they're out of them. What's up, Yalvez? Good morning. Put it in a plastic bin. No, that's true. 2 more weeks till Aloha. Yeah, I calculated going down there. That's an expensive little incursion. So have fun if you do that. That's definitely an ouch thing as far as the figure goes. Because I think it would have costed us just like 15, because Kim would have wanted to go, and then we would have had to get a dog sitter, so it would have been like $2-something thousand. Go get some coffee. No, I'm not gonna. Yeah, on Saturdays it's stupid over there. You may walk in and get lucky, but like since they serve breakfast and they're one of the only 2 that serve breakfast around here, I could have to wait for like 20 minutes on the coffee. Yeah, I've been in a few classes where there's like pretty common to have like the sales ladies, sales people, the people that answer the phone taking classes just because they have to in certain areas. Uh, and the last one I was in, well, no, I think the first banner one that I went to recently, there was a lady there, and she's like, and the guy was like, "This is a hands-on class. Everybody here is gonna have hands-on." And she was like, "Well, I'm a phone rep, and I don't really, work with my hands, and I'm just here to, I don't care. Everybody's getting hands-on." I was like, okay. That's the only reason I knew she was a phone rep, because she said she was. Luckily, it was a team thing, so I'm sure the team helped her. Last I heard, you can't turn off the little crown thing as a creator, but individuals if they don't want to see it. Well, that's just fantastic. Does that mean I can turn it off and not see it? I don't care that much. It's kind of funny. Slow-mo, what's up? Your screws and bolts. I have screws and bolts. I have so many just coffee cans, which now translates to plastic bins. Shut up, Ray. Coffee can full of just loose. It's like I will never find time or energy or the care to try to really separate those any further than I feel like I'm doing a really good job, because at least I'm able to find certain ones. I still have to dig through the coffee can thing, but at least I'm able to find certain ones that I've gone ahead and separated. So I feel like I'm doing better than I used to be anyway. Really, it's just sorting out the Ready? Okay. Find another spot. There'll be somebody in the car. Jeez. Move the damn car. You're not going over to the coffee shop in under like 5 minutes. And in fact, there is parking over. I gotta check on the whole parking situation outside. Oh, and my dogs. I'm home alone, y'all. I'm home alone. So I get to leave early. Yeah, I needed those cameras, not those cameras. Oh, shit. I just swiped off my chat. I mean, there's plenty of street parking. I think there's plenty of street parking. Come on. You can do it, camera. I gotta call these. Yeah, there's plenty of street parking, you morons. Anyway, off that. I don't care today. I'm leaving early because I've got dogs to tend to. Normally comes at home throughout on Saturdays, and she's not today, so. What's up, Ropa? So I get to leave early. I'm closing at 2 today. I gotta be home. Because I left early. And they can normally handle like 7 hours. So I don't really try to push them past that. Work is paying for Aloha. $1,400 for classes. $1K. Damn. Yeah, it was not cheap. I can't remember the exact numbers, but I couldn't get a flight down there for Kim and I both. If I would have went, it would have been obviously cheaper, but can't find fully threaded 3-inch screws. I mean, how many screws would fit in a... That's an idea. I need more. So what I'll do is I'll go down there and have a chat with them, see how many they have. Every time they come out, every time I've been, which is once every kind of like 1.5 to 2 years, I'll buy like a pound or 2 pounds, and it's ridiculously cheap for screws. Like so ridiculously cheap when you go to like Home Depot or Lowe's and look at the prices of their screws, you're like, damn, I need to go to a screw place. Don't go to Lowe's, and if you're buying bulk screws like that, you got to find like a screw place that sells screws, because you can buy them by the pound for far cheaper. So, I mean, yeah, that's an idea. I just didn't know. I don't know why I don't think they're so hard to find, because I looked all over online for them and I couldn't find them anywhere online. Happened in there one day and I was like, hey, do you have this? It's kind of like the, not Schlage, like the old Asa 3-inch screws, which were like blued, pretty cool screws. Yeah, I'll factor it out and see how much it is. Pretty handy. Wish I could get them dark bronze though. Dark bronze. Snagged about 60, 12, 24 undercut hinge screws. Oh, kind of like, not, what am I trying to think of? Not the reduced head that, what's the name of that place sells through the Locksmith distributor? Can't think of it. Those specialty screws. That's some pricey screws. $89 and sunny here in Woodville. The sun's just coming out here. It's been overcast for the past couple of days, so it's gotta find a screw place. Yeah, that would be no, it's not major. It's they make a variety of things for like retrofitting Adams Wright style things on the doors and everything. What's the name of that place? Hell, I don't even have a valid banter catalog to flip open now anymore, do I? There's an old one. Another group I'm part of does a map of where people are. If they want to be on the map, they send their info and their... What you talking about, meetup? Oh, for Aloha? that what you're talking about, James? For a Loa meetup? Like set up things so that your phone dings if you come close to a, or not even like a ding, like a metal detector where it's like beep, 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 beep. We find other Lock Force people. Yeah, that'd be cool. No, not like New Orleans style screw places. That holds an entirely different meaning in other industries, but we've got one back here. I don't like this one, so I go to the one over kind of far away from me, relatively speaking. Because I went in there one time, they were like, no, we ain't got nothing like that. And the other ones went back there for like 10 minutes and dug around. And we're like, oh, these things? We're like, yeah. And I was like, this is the first time I ever bought them. And I was like, oh, well, you know, how much is like, I didn't know how they were sold. Or like, I'll sell them each or whatever. And she's like, how many pounds do you want? I was like, I don't know, a pound. And this was like 10 years ago. 8 years ago. And she was like, came back out and it was like $4 or something. I was like, what? What in the hell? All thread wood. And they're actually pretty sturdy screws. I hadn't done like shear test on them or anything. But they fit strike plates perfect. So, you know, most all screws that are this long have this part. And people are like, well, that's supposed to, you know, it's a little bit larger diameter than the screw thread, so it's supposed to like seal. But the problem you run into, right, and post in the comments, this has happened to you. So, you have the standard screw with the no threads in this area. You run it through the trim, right, of the frame, and then all of a sudden there's nothing back there. Older houses, there's no backer 2x4 or anything. So then you try to back the screw out, and guess what? It just spins and spins. Yep. Enter this guy. Of course, there's no point in using a long screw at that point. But you get my drift. These are much better. I don't know. I'm going to go. Let's go. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm running really low. But I do have a full bin in the truck, so I actually still have a good. I don't use them for everything, but I do use a few a day, so I probably still have a good. A couple of months before I need to restock. Even the Schlags have even the ones these come with Schlag now. It's kind of a new thing in the world of Schlag. Have y'all noticed that within the past couple of years? The Deadbolts, for a long time, when people would buy them, especially from box stores, and in the Schlag world, there's some very random, like, obscure numbers that they use in their description, which references, part of those numbers references straight plate. Well, they came with those lips. They came with the lip style. For the longest time, like, naturally. And to this day, there are some people out there that don't think this is a Deadbolt stripe just because it looks like that. These have a lip, these don't have a lip, so it's 100% a Deadbolt stripe. And 100% what came with stuff, you know, for what time period? I can't even think what time period. I want to say from like 05 to 2018, like it went for like 10 years where most Deadbolts you got came with this lip. I never understood why. Maybe somebody thought to start changing them because if you throw the Deadbolt out and close the door, this would help. I don't know. It was a stupid time period. There's been stupid time periods. Anyway, long story short, now they're coming with like even the cheap ones are now coming with like the smaller. That's a faceplate. That's not a strike plate. Don't get me started on that. But anyway, long story short, eights. It's a number 8. It's a number 8 all thread 3-inch screw. Not machine screw. Regular screw. Machine screws are all threaded all the way. We're talking wood screws. Wood screws. It's pretty impossible. Or, according to my research, and I think Anthony's research, it's pretty impossible to find anywhere that has 3-inch all thread screws. Somebody's going to go to McMaster-Carr and post the link, I know, but I dare you. And then we can talk about the price thing again. Because if you do find them on McMaster-Carr, I can damn guarantee you that they're way more than what I pay homeboy down in the hood for them. That sounds bad, but they are. And weirdly enough, they're now like a tool superstore. It's the only place in Jackson now, wildly enough, Jackson of all places, where you can go get a full, don't hit my window, where you can get a full, you can get anything you want tool-wise. A full line of Milwaukee, it's ridiculous. Full line of Klein, not Klein, Nipex, which is ridiculous. Any number of things that you want. And screws. Used to be a screw store, and now they're a pretty damn stock store. I can't believe it. It's pretty wild when you go in there. If you're familiar with Jackson, anyway. I mean, and Weiser used to do it forever too. I mean, Weiser was like the original people that did that. So yeah, I know. When I went in there recently, like because they had just did this changeover. I don't know what happened. I guess they got sold to somebody else who was like, "Hey, let's make a badass." Even better, they had tools, but it was like you go in, there's like a couple of shelves here. Now it's like half of a warehouse full. There's so much to do activity wise. So I kind of just walked around. I actually took kind of a video of it when I first saw it, but yeah, it's one of those dangerous places to go. I try to stay out of there so I don't spend money. And only go there for screws. However, I have misplaced my Nipex, whatchamacallit, pliers wrench. My 8-inch, 7 1/4, whatever, pliers wrench has gone missing, and I needed it for a door closer. It's literally one of my favorite wrenches. And I could either order it online or I could go get screws. Or I could go down there and buy it. I don't know. I don't know why that had the strike for the deadbolt. And Weisers were super thin too. That was kind of one of the worst problems with them. Was the old Weisers had those super thin plates. Okay, there we go. 2 breaths. So this is what Schlage was sending out for a long time. This is what Weiser had for a long, long time before Schlage decided to do this. And so the difference is the old wiser one was 0.05 thousandths, so 5 thousandths, and the Schlage was 6 thousandths, so wait a minute, yeah, 0.060 basically. So this is a little bit thicker, but like that was just this was always like the super thinnest plate to ever come out, which was weird because some of their bolts were actually pretty decent back in the day. Back in the day. You're like, how do you know the wiser one from the Schlage? Because. Just because, damn it. It's easy to tell it's easy to tell both of them, but Weiser's had that little plastic tab right in the center. Three-inch bugle head gold, threaded all the way. Okay, 3-inch with the number 8 head. Bugle head is that not no bugle head is that what? That's a weird name. I don't think I've ever bought any because I looked at them a few times and I was like, bugle head. That head's way too small. I don't know. Home Depot. 3-inch bugle head screw. Wait, what brand? Nope, nope, don't do that. No, don't do that. Bugle head gold. Grabber. They're not threaded all the way. The picture shows a 1-inch screw. Once they go past like inch to inch and a half, they have the shoulder. Yeah, that's the other style. No. Well, they have a shoulder. That's the inch and that's the number 6 by inch and 5/8 version right there. Even they have a little bit of a shoulder. No, they don't. Once they go past like 2 inches, they come with a shoulder. I use that. That's the other ones I use when I don't need to worry about having an all thread. Totally different guy. Plus, these 3-inchers are like they're perfect. They're a perfect screw. If I could ever say there's a perfect screw, that's a perfect screw. Bolt Depot, part number 2443. Bolt Depot. Peter Fox coming in with a. Is that how you spell that? 2443? Is that what you said? 2443. Let's see what kind they got. Those are sheet metal. 3-inch. Bag of 100 is 1056. But how do you know that's full thread? Sheet metal screws almost always are going to be full thread. So wood screws is where you run into the problem. So I guess those are sheet metal screws. That may be the same. No, mine aren't self-tapping. And I picture it isn't a self-tapping screw either. But head type. See, it doesn't show necessarily that it's full thread, but you would assume so because almost all sheet metal screws are going to be full thread. And to get the new ES, you know, that's one thing I hadn't picked up is the ES pliers wrench. I've got the regular Cobras here in my pocket, but anybody anything? Zach, all I gotta say is pliers wrench. Get a pliers wrench. You can do that with that, and it won't hurt it that much. You can do it, and you're good. Pliers wrench, 100%. If you just spend the money on it. I know you're like, but I got this Cobra. This was me before I bought the pliers wrench. Now, if I can't find my pliers wrench within a day, I freak out and I'm going to order like 5 more on Amazon. Even though I have a super big one, which really comes in handy too because you can squeeze doors together. So if you get the big one, just buy them all. Fuck it. Just buy them all, Zach. That's what I'm telling you. You want the 7 1/4. I mean, if you want the ES one, that's fine too. But you want the 7 1/4, the 12-inch. I'm thinking about getting a 12-incher, and I've got like the, what is it, 16-inch? No, I think the 12-inch is the biggest one I got. You have the 7 1/4 pair, but never tried them. Wait till you get on a handle set, you know, like a nice Baldwin handle set where that little cap screw is stuck on the inside. Knocks it right out. Doesn't hurt it much at all. If you want to get a magnifying glass, yeah, it's going to do something to it. But the 7 1/4 is perfect for mortise cylinders. And I can't find mine, so I'm going to freak out and go to Amazon as soon as I get done with this live. Or maybe I can do it Monday and get it delivered same day. Or maybe I could just look for the pair that I should have, but it's too hot to do that. So I really think I need a backup pair. What do y'all think? And yeah, I think it's the 12-inch one that I got. There's, in the Nipex world, there's 7 1/4, there's 10, 12. I don't know if there's a 14. But I bought the big one on a whim because it was like marked down at a Tractor Supply close to us. And it's pretty large for normal use, but the few times that I've had to use it, it would work great. Specifically on metal doors that have been crowbarred. You just grab those things and open the jaw up, clamp over the door, and squeeze that shit down. Beat it out from the inside and re-squeeze it back down. It's not great, but it makes it work. The Cobra redesign. Yeah, I saw that on the Facebook from Nipex. Like that, that's just another variation, right? Is that better? I don't know if that's like the basic Cobras, but if you lose 2, you need a third backup. Cable guy is absolutely correct on that. So if that's to their base pliers, I definitely want to buy pliers before they sell the old pliers. I've got like 3. You've got the combo pliers, Cobra and both. So I've got extra small, which is what, 4 inch? I've got like 3 or 4 pair. I think there's 4 pair of 7 1/4. There may only be 3. At one time there was 4, but they're spread out in several different places, so I don't know. There's supposed to be 4 somewhere, but I think there's only 3. The 10-inch Cobra I've had for a long time. And then when the Tractor Supply was having their sale where they brought in Nipex for like half a year and then sold them all at huge discounted prices, I found the 12-inch, or does it go to 14? I can't remember. It's either the 12 or the 14, both the Cobra or alligator. Sorry, I don't like Cobra. I like alligator. Alligator and pliers wrench. And I paid like $100 or something ridiculous for both of them combined, plus another couple. It was some huge sales. And then I bought that Harbor Freight thing up there, which is absolutely useless until I need it. I don't know. I would definitely say you always need a 7 1/4. Before the pliers wrenches came out, I would say you should buy 2 7 1/4s. You're always going to need 2 pair of pliers. One to hold something, one to break tail pieces, stuff like that. You're always going to need 2 pair of pliers. So if I was like going and buying and I didn't have any tools, knowing what I know now, I would buy 2 7 1/4s, a 7 1/4 plier wrench, and the biggest versions of a plier wrench that I could buy. I really wouldn't buy the big Cobras because they're kind of pointless, but having the big pliers wrench, being able to squeeze the doors has definitely helped. So it would definitely be on my don't want to buy it, but I run into enough of that situation where I need to have something that'll work for that. You could use clamps and stuff for the same thing, but and yeah. Now I hadn't even seen my twin grips in a while because I like my engineers for that. They usually come with me in my tool bag. So I'm kind of stuck on the engineer pliers just because they're green and it's not another red handle. I don't know. I feel like I need something for that to stand out. So that's why I didn't get Van pliers. I bought the engineer brand just for a green handle. Get all the pliers wrenches. Yeah, they don't all come in handy. Big fucking channel locks. Yep. Well, no, yeah, I take that back. I did use it accidentally for a video. Worth it. Vice grips or 2. Really, I stick with little small vice grips. I'm not a big vice grip person. I like my babies, and they're actually hard to find. Hard to find is meaning you can't walk into a Lowe's or a Home Depot and buy a baby pair of vice grips. The 4WR, the small pair. Because they start at like the next size up. Between the pliers, wrenches, and the Cobras and all that, I don't really have a big. Oh, now Gumby did send me a big pair of bigger, not biggest, but I've got a. What's that blue name brand? They're over here. And when I need them, they're there. So you use channel locks, but I'll check them out. I tell you what, I've got all the channel locks too. The 16-inch pliers is a monster, great. 16 is the biggest, or did they go up to bigger? I think 16 is the biggest, and then whatever the next size down is, either 12 or 14. Yeah, if you work with metal, then you would definitely want parallel jaw style pliers. Walmart had the baby pairs? Really? And Lowe's and Home Depot don't. The Leatherman Crunch. I'm so sad about that. Let me tell you a story, y'all. The Leatherman Crunch was my companion for a long time in my early years of actual in the field locksmithing. Now it's the Super Tool 300 because it's, to me, the best. But the Crunch was an awesome tool. I went to story time. I hadn't even looked at the screen. What screen are we on? I went to a job at a house to adjust some locks a long time ago. South Jackson, pretty far from here. I had them in a zip-up black bag. I had my Crunch in that bag. I don't know why I wasn't wearing it at the time, but I had thrown them into this little small, like 10-inch, Lowe's style black bag. It makes me so sad. 7 1/4 player alligator pliers. Crunch. Screwdrivers, probably during that time, were Craftsman, so no big loss. And some other assorted tools that I don't remember. I only remember the Crunch and the thing. Yeah, I left it there. Got back to the shop, dug through everything, couldn't find it. We called the customer, and he was like, we said, did we leave a black bag sitting there by the door? And he immediately said, nope. We were like, are you sure? I remember this to this day because I was like, please. Nope, it's not here. Come on, man. I was like, we know we left it there. Is there? Nope, sorry, can't help you. And then I never replaced the Crunch. And then Leatherman decided to discontinue the Crunch. And then Jason didn't buy a Crunch after Leatherman said, hey, we're discontinuing the Crunch, when Jason should have. And now the Crunch is gone. Fucking hell. All because of my dumbass leaving something at somebody's house. 10, 12. Okay, so I've got the 12 in my truck, and I bought a 12. At the same time I bought the 12, I bought the 12 alligator, and I've never liked things sticking off the side of my... Once you go smooth, Peter, what's your preference? Alligator or Cobra? I just don't like that thing sticking off the side. I feel like Mastercraft, thank you. I'm not feeling it for that tape measure, though, Gumby, that you sent me the time before last. I don't know what it is, but it's here, and I use it all the time. I'm not sure why. I've never, this is one of those things that, I'm like, Gumby sent me this cool tape measure from the Canadians, and it's a good tape measure, but I don't know. There's something about it that, every time I go and I use it and I'll try to measure something, I'm like, where's my other tape measure? Yet it still sits here up the front counter doing that. I don't know what it is. It's like a love-hate relationship with that tape measure. And I was just telling Kim yesterday, because she kind of rolled her eyes, speaking of tools. She was like, I was like, because I had to go down here to put on a door closer, parallel arm mount on a wood frame door with a narrow top style, so I had to use a drop plate. Ended up just using a LSDA, like storefront style closer. Found out that LSDA doesn't have a certain drop plate for one of their variances of door closers, the bigger one. And that's when I told Ken, I was like, and I've been thinking about this, I was like, I really need to assemble a kit that I don't steal tools out of that is just specifically for door closer work. which means I have to double up on certain tools. And pliers wrench is 1000% needed for door closer work, especially when you're dealing with that soft ass aluminum finish. Once you use a pliers wrench for a door closer install, you'll never go back. Trust me. Like Peter said, buy all the pliers wrenches, but specifically the 7 1/4, because you can absolutely take a mortise cylinder out of a door on the storefront with the pliers wrench from outside. Yeah. Sometimes you got to do certain things. Works fine. That new crunch on eBay, $470. God damn. Shut up, George Blair. I know, right? That's literally if I was going to buy one, because that was when everybody was snatching them up so that they could do shit like that. I was like, even if I bought it, I wouldn't even want to use it now, because hell, I could save it for 10 years and sell it for $1,000 or whatever. Even at $370, that's ridiculous. They weren't that great of, Leathermans aren't great as a specific tool. Like, if you need a pair of vice grips, a crunch will work, but not great. If you need a pair of pliers, my super tool that I don't even have on me today, will work, but not great. Everything about a Leatherman is, it'll work, but not great. So, better than an adjustable wrench. So that's what I was about to say was, in my future door closer kit, I want to specifically get some open-ended wrenches that are just for that size. But no, it's for the screws, like the hex head screws on top. You could use an open-ended wrench. I've never been a big fan of open-ended wrenches. I don't like having to flip through them. I'd rather just adjust the size on one thing than have to dig up. And I know in the door closer world, you're only talking like 2 to 6 sizes because of metric and standard. See, that's it. I don't want to fumble around with 6 different open-ended wrenches. True, you could get away with a couple of them for the main things, but you're still going to run up on oddball sizes. And the pliers wrench, given all its other functions, I'd 100% put a pliers wrench in my wishful thinking, non-theft, not taking tools out for other reasons. Because, I got to have a pliers wrench to go on the daily. Like, it's with me, pliers wrench, Phillips head, and either a tiny flathead for commercial work and or the flathead that, what's his name sent me when he sent me all those vessel specialty bits. I'd 100% still have that. Got the LED Hoffman from the local distributor. It's not possible you'll always steal tools from those. I know. Well, if you buy enough tools, though, right? If you buy enough of them. I mean, Kim was just like, whatever. She rolled her eyes when I said I couldn't find my, specifically for door closers. Yeah, I just don't like fumbling through. I've got, a couple of, there's Decline sent me a hand-stitched roll-up. Man, I've got some sweet-ass roll-up containers for my adjustable wrenches, or for my, not adjustable wrenches, sorry. I don't know why I'm thinking just combination style. I'm thinking combination wrenches, and you're talking about an adjustable wrench. No, I don't like adjustable wrenches. Never have, never will. I've got one sitting around here somewhere. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I've even still got the sheath for it, y'all. It didn't ever fit real well, so that. New in box. $370 right here. Best pair of pliers ever made. No, here it is. Like, I haven't touched this in a while, and for some odd reason, it sits behind my HPC. Adjustable wrench. I don't know what I was thinking. No, I hate these things. I've always hated these things. This is, to me, is one of the worst tools I ever made. I mean, yeah, it does its thing, but I hate these things so bad. There's not one in my truck, period. I don't even do it. Nope, I don't even have one in my truck at all. This one is only here for historical sake. True craft tool. Nope. Nope. Even in my GM steering wheel pulling days. Nope. How you doing? Go right back there where you've been for, I don't know how long that's been there, for a while. A couple of years. Yes, you still have 2 Leatherman crunches. So I used it back. I used it a lot for impressioning keys. You just use open-ended on pivot. Yeah, so I'm not going back to the whole door closer, my dream door closer kit where tools don't get stolen out of. I would probably get a couple of combo wrenches in there as well, just to have. But even I don't like those. I'd probably do them LSDA sized, which the LSDA uses the big pivot for parallel arm cranking. More than likely that size, and the top screw is a hex screw as well. The rest of them are just Phillips. However, I might add, with your pliers wrench and that Phillips with the round head, just a regular round head machine screw, you can take your pliers wrench and squeeze the head with your Phillips head and give it a little bit stronger. And then you strip your screw out like I did the other day on one. Honestly, it wasn't my fault. I put in a gazillion of those. I don't know what was going on with that screw. Just buy a pliers wrench. End of the story. Buy a pliers wrench. You have those. Same issue with the sheath. Well, I never keep it in the sheath, so. Crescent is what you use for door closers, and you hate it. See? Right there with you, man. F an adjustable wrench. Trained on door installed by a sales rep from New England door. He had a wooden 6-foot ladder, with custom holes in the knot step for all the pertinent tools. Sweet. You Twittered a photo of your EDC with a little oomph. It's a oomph. Works perfect. And the good thing is you can do that with Cobras, but you're going to leave teeth marks. Like if you want to really, for those of you driving, not watching, we're talking about tools, but if you really want to raw dog a screw head, you grab a pair of Cobras, or alligators for that matter. That'll do. But pliers wrench, just little, and it won't hurt it. You can't even tell. People are like, what do you care? It's on top of the closer. I care. I care that I don't mess up the fucking screw on top of the closer. What's up, John? Jason's responding to the comments. Tell me what it is about this, y'all. I mean, rubber padding, a stupid eraser trick. That's not a real thing. No. I guess it's because I like metal ones. I've never been a fan of plastic body. But also, I didn't have a 25-foot tape measure in my shop. All my tape measures are like short. You know, locksmiths, we don't need 25 feet. This is a good shop tape measure, because it still sits up there. But I don't know what it is. There's something about it that just is like weird. I guess it's the chunky plastic and rubber body, and I'm just used to all metal body style. There's no metric. Is that what it is? Maybe that's what it is. You know, because I'm a big metric fan. Is that what it is? I'm just used to seeing that on tape measures? Because like all the ones I always use have metric columns too, right? There's a Harbor Freight version. It sits up here when I don't want to grab a big one. Well, that Harbor Freight is the same way. Now this thing, on the other hand, yeah, I like that one. I don't have a US Stanley in here. They're all in the truck. I don't know. I guess it's, yeah, old Stanleys, metal body Stanleys for me, man. Plus, I don't want to take up valuable room in a tool bag with a big thing like this. I mean, that's pretty hefty. You know, that adds some weight to your tool bag. So, as a locksmith, I should make a locksmith. Oh, somebody had a wreck. Crunched your front end. Let's see what's going on outside. I know I've got a Canadian tape measure and I've got a Canadian box cutter. That makes me, what, 70% Canadian, right? And I like maple syrup. That's like 90%. Try finding a 3-foot roll. I think the ones in my truck are the ones that I mainly have are the 6 and the 12 foot. Like once you go past that metal body 12-foot Stanley, I have no use for it, for the most part. I ain't out here measuring people's, you know, front porches to do whatever. If it's longer than 12 foot, it doesn't need to be in a locksmith's bag. I ain't no reason for it. So yeah, a locksmith tape measure at common distance. And now how do you build a tape measure, right? I know how to build one. I gotta do is take one apart and look at it, but yeah, like the 5-inch mark, even though that would be rarely used. And a locksmith tape measure honestly should never be over, you know, you're talking about doors, so you do have to measure doors sometimes. So we'll give it 12 foot, right? 12 foot for like door heights. And then once you get up into that 36-inch, like Peter just said, have like a very significant notification. Bam, that's a 32-inch door. Bam, that's a 36-inch door. Height, yeah, I can see it, man. That'd be awesome. So 12 foot is really, you don't need to go past the 12-foot tape measure. Nine foot. Yeah, I stretched this one out. This one's a little frustrating. And I think this is the same thing as our Harbor Freight, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Or is this like, right, Princess Auto stuff? Is this their brand? It does. I've had to use it around the shop for certain things, and it's very slippy right there. So that drives me crazy. Like that does not want to grab on. I could probably like get a pair of pliers and bend it in or something a little bit. Talking about the tip, not this part, but like every time I've tried to get it to hang on to something, it slips off once I go past like 5 or 6 feet. And that pisses me off. Your use, most use. Somebody was over on the Locksmith Reddit, not our Locksmith Discord, talking about a $300. Anybody? This Canadian Tire. Okay. Laser measuring things like built into something this big. It was like $300. Hey, what's up, Latasha? How's it going? How are you? Canadian Tire. Our name is misleading. It's a Canadian Tire. Well, Tractor Supply is, they sell parts for, I'm sure. So, Canadian Tire, is that similar to like a U.S. auto parts store? Or they do sell tires? I'm assuming they sell tires, but it like is it mostly auto mechanical or mechanical related, or is it like a Princess Auto is more like our Harbor Freight? Waiting on that rain to come in, huh? I don't know if we're gonna get it today or not. Yesterday we missed it, I think, in Jackson, but it rained everywhere else. So I see some clouds on the horizon out there that look poofy. So wouldn't be surprised if we start raining here in a bit. Yes, like a parts store. Okay, this is what I was assuming. There's like a huge auto zone for us with other stuff, maybe. Even the Stanley tape measure is chrome-plated plastic. Yeah, no, not when I say metal, I meant like not plastic. It is plastic, right? Okay, I get that, but it's not like chunky. I don't know. It's just a chunky thing. Ah, we're at 5. We're at 6 foot. Ah, come on, 7 foot. 7 foot. We're at 7 feet. That's not bad for a tape measure. Can we get to 8 feet? Oh, I think we could have gone 7.5 before it broke. That's not bad though. Pretty pretty decent standings there. But it still slips off stuff that it's supposed to hook onto better. Fleet Farm Tractor Store. Didn't you? I think you sent me a flyer one time, or you may have sent me one for Princess. You sent me a flyer one time before. Canadian Tire even has a food section. I used to love Harbor Freight, and I would go in there often. Ours in Ridgeland or Pearl. Ridgeland or Pearl. Ridgeland is so big and so open. Pearl is more crumped up together, like smaller buildings, so they're having to pack everything in there. I find myself not really buying. I don't really buy tools except for oddball stuff, but nothing. I try to stay away from everything electrical there. Most of the hand tools that I would buy, I've already got anyway. Buckets I may go for if I want red instead of blue or orange. But other than that, I dropped my whatever Harbor Freight membership thing. Like I had it for a year. I saved enough money to make it worthwhile. But then I kind of stopped going to either one of them. I'm not going to buy any cutting disc or any drill bits or anything like that. I've kind of been thinking about getting a chop saw, and they've got a Bauer, it's a big boy though. I don't want to have to find a room for another saw in here. And it's sad to say, but I would almost rather any better tools aside from that place in Jackson that I was talking about earlier in the stream was uh Amazon, I hate doing it, but it's the way the world is. Yeah, the only thing I've found, because usually we don't care about, the only time you care about height on a door is when you're doing vertical rod panning bars. So we don't really care about, and if you don't do those, then you don't really need anything over 6 foot. Let me get my camera plugged up. Let's go up here and see what's going on with, get 5 free. So we did, Kim was like, let's do tomatoes this year. Last year. I was like, okay. What do you want? She's like, but I need buckets. We have an area where we could have done tomatoes, but she chose to do them on the patio to make it easier to get to. And let me just tell you, if you get 6 buckets, and I chose Harbor Freight because they were red, and I was thinking, how cute, tomatoes, red, Let me tell you something. If you plant 6 tomato plants in buckets, and set them on it's not a huge patio, it's kind of a small patio area. Just trust me, you're going to have a forest of tomato plants shortly. And then they're going to start tipping over because you were like, oh, I want to not weigh it. I want it to be able to drag them around. Anything over 1 or 2 in a bucket is ridiculous. Don't ever plant 6 tomato plants in a bucket and expect them to not overtake your whole patio like some weird rendition of like a jungle or Little Shop of Horrors. Our patio turned into Little Shop of Horrors tomato style. It was the worst thing ever. Never again are we doing that. The wind would come and blow them over, and then. So we were stringing up, like tying string every which way, like it was some kind of weird canopy. Never doing that again. In fact, we didn't do tomatoes at all. We're recovering emotionally from the tomato fiasco of last year. Wes remembers, probably. It was crazy. Wish it was the quality of the pearl. I had a sheet. I have one of their little, not the smallest topsaw, but the medium one. It was blue. I think it's black now. Mine was blue. I couldn't figure out how to get the blade off. Yeah. I don't know how to change the blade. I wore the blade down, and then I never could get the blade. I never could access the blade on it to switch it out. So I think I threw it away. I probably threw it in a scrap run. Because it was totally useless. Trust me, I tried every which way to get this effing blade off, and the way they had put it on, there was literally no way for me to get it off. I don't know how they did it, but they can do weird things to tools to make them unreplaceable. But it was the not the smallest version of the chop saw, which is kind of stupid, but the medium, and then there's the big Bower, which is just way too big. So I'm thinking about just getting another one of those moderately priced ones. I would like to be able to switch the blade on it. You remember when you found those Nipex and see on Amazon for like $5 a pair? Oh my God, yes. They're still selling crap too. Electronics, don't ever buy from electronics online. Is it electronics something online? They go by like EOC. They are still selling. I ran across a listing on eBay the other day. I started to buy something. I was like, look at those son of a bitches. Look at them son of a bitches. They're still selling, still scamming. How do you do that? Like, if we're a day late with our mail stamps.com, print a label and mail it out. I have to hear about it from Kim. Meanwhile, if I order something, I immediately get a printed label notification, and then it sits there for like a week and a half, and then they finally send it off to make it look like they sent it. And I'm like, if y'all do this with 1,000 customers a day, and then we're going to get in trouble for one time, first time infraction. Come on. Come on. You just came in from the garden and I'm not doing tomatoes. We're not doing tomatoes. It was horrible. And we didn't get enough, the habanero. Yeah, I'm sure you do remember the habanero. We didn't get out, there was not enough yield for it to be worthwhile in the whole tomato game. I was like, after we bought the buckets, the soil, had to buy extra long stakes for them. We could have just bought tomatoes. Just go to the farmer's market and buy tomatoes that are just nicely sitting out there and put them in your paper bag and go pay for said tomatoes. Completely fine to do that. And that's what we're doing. You know what you don't see in the Canadian Tire? Not a single tire. Estate sales are good at finding tools. I've, yeah, they get snatched up pretty quick by resellers, though. And so, in our line of work, we know about these things prior to, because we have to go out to deceased people's houses for their family. The estate thing is very common in the locksmith world. And I have seen some estates, what could be an estate sale, what was probably an estate sale in the future. Like, I have to come out and change the lock so that they can literally not get their crap stolen by their asshole brother-in-law who still has key to Aunt Jean's house. So they hire us. The executor has to be, we got to get all the paperwork, make sure they're the executor of the will, blah, blah, blah. Rekey the locks. So I know, I've been to a lot of houses where I'm like, damn, you're going to have a nice estate sale with the tools. But, I see ya. It's outside, but it doesn't matter. Jason, don't pick on that thing outside. Yeah, I don't want it around my door. I've bought a few online tools from, what's the name of that tool place over in California? I've bought a couple online directly from stores. Estate rekeys are awkward. The last one I went, one of the memorable ones that I went to somewhat recently, like a year ago, 2 years ago, was a whole garage full of woodworking tools. And I'm not talking, I'm not talking Harbor Freight tools. I'm talking good, clean, well organized milling machines and lathes, and it's an incredible home workshop. Specifically built building for it. Probably a well-off guy, but he was what did he do? His wife talked to me about him while we were looking around, because she was asking my opinion on stuff, and I was like, I would love to have any of this stuff. You've got some high quality stuff here. Don't let it. So I think she was not doing it. She was like doing it through a professional, like a real deal company, not like garage style, estate style. So they were probably demanding. I was like, you have some money here in equipment. Don't let it go. And if I had room for it and I had the extra funding, I would come to your estate sale. But see, I wouldn't. I don't. I wouldn't ever do that, I don't think. Unless somebody specifically said, hey, Jason, so-and-so was a locksmith. There's some locksmith equipment here. We need you to come, if you want to come take a bid at it or what. Then I would, but like general tools, I would never, as a company, go rekey somebody's house, see a bunch of tools, and use that same knowledge to turn around and go to the estate sale to buy stuff. I wouldn't do that. Unless they specifically invited me. But I definitely wouldn't there's some people out there be like, oh, I'll give you $50 for that right here now. For a, $1,000 tool. Just to take advantage. I hate those people. I'd be taking advantage of people. So that particular lady, I was like, you have a lot of money here in stuff. So definitely hire a professional company that's familiar with hardware. Well, was telling me yesterday he brought 2 government surplus trucks with generator, opened the insides, and then, oh my God. So the tools could have been worth more than the vehicle itself. Are you not running low on screwdrivers? No, I've still got plenty. Still got plenty. My main is still the, not vessel. I still use a bunch of vessels, but my main is the PB Swiss still. You can't beat the PB Swiss number 2. Or channel. None of the I remember back in the day you could go to any pawn shop, there's a couple right around the corner here, and you could they would have shelves with 1,000 adjustable wrenches just thrown in the bottom of the shelf. None of them are like that anymore. You can't just go to any of ours anyway. You can't just go shuffle around in a dirty, non very well lit shelf to find American made crescent wrenches or whatever the case is. Sad. Very sad. I forgot I gotta leave early today. Hold on, let me check on the dogs real quick, and then I'm gonna what time is it? 12:26. In celebration of leaving early for work today, we're probably gonna end right on time today. So, whoop, nope, you get out of here. Hey. Alright, take about 10 minutes or so. Oh, okay. Take 5 to 10 minutes to get this sucker open. Harbor Freight. No, they're supposed to do that. No, that's not how scissors go together, Jason. Okay, let's try that one more time. I was just perusing, and I was going to do a short on it. I was just perusing. I was just perusing the shelves of the Lowe's because I had to stop to get 9-volt batteries because my silly ass did not order 9-volt batteries when Amazon had their whole whatever. I ordered plenty of watch batteries for remotes, and I was just thinking to myself, Look at this huge section of reliability hardware. And anyway, I was at the, I hope everything's okay. I was at the Lowe's, and they have this huge section of reliability hardware. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? Y'all better get ready to have to rekey reliability a lot more. Because when a major store like Lowe's goes all in on something like reliability, which they seem to be doing, then you're going to see more of it on houses. So regardless of whether or not, come on now, you like them, you're going to see them if you rekey residential. Or commercial for that matter. Look at them nice rounded pins. Let's see, this is the doorknob. I'm curious too what they have in here. Standard, standard, standard. Standard. Sweet. No security pins in the knobs. What's going on here? Nope. Wonder if there's any in the Deadbolt. That would be funny if they didn't. Even the cheapest places are using security pins in the Deadbolt. 195s are out. Don't ask me why. Deadbolt. Standard, standard, standard. Hey. Standard and standard. Hey, y'all, we have no security pins in the deadbolts. So, should you have to pick said deadbolt, you should not have many problems, or lisiate for that matter. These cores that are slit open like this, they can kind of make it feel weird sometimes, but having no security pins is definitely a step in the right direction for a cheap lock. Good job, Reliability. Here. No! Where'd you go? One thing I've noticed in the field is these are hard to come off. From here. Like super tight in this area. So I need lube. Hold on. It's almost out. I don't know. Something about it. No, that's not good. Does it not go back on without pressing? Ah, really? Come on, Reliability. I mean, maybe it's for the best. What's going on? Yeah, this is the same issue I ran into just recently on another one. What's going on? Do you have to press the retainer or you don't? Make up your mind. What do you do on this one? Or not. Same exact. Did I hear it clicking? It did click in the position. Okay. Lock and key. Yes, ma'am. We do have to leave at about 10 till 2 today, though. But I'll be here until then. Yep. Not a problem. Okay. Thanks. Well, that customer that just called is coming in with Defiant. They went the Defiant route, which is still a Home Depot thing. So Reliability is to Lowe's as to what Defiant is to Home Depot. At least Defiant, you got to give Defiant credit. But that's another thing. You do have to give Defiant credit. They changed their trying to package it up. I try to package it up as best as possible. Sometimes it's impossible, though. Get in there. Thank you. All right, so this, the flat tailpiece, twisty. We all seen the corkscrew tailpiece. Kind of a janky thumb turn, but is what it is. Designed a little bit differently. Looks pretty well, way more hollow than even the Defiant version is. I'm not saying Defiant's great. I'm just saying that at least they have security pins in them, and at least they changed the flat tail piece to to a square rectangular bar because they saw that people were, you know, messing up tailpieces. I don't know if this customer wants another key or not. We're just going to leave it right there. So this next customer will be in 10 minutes, which falls below our timing for being over with the live. So I guess we'll just wait it out and leave the camera up over there. Right? Right. All right. I'm going to let y'all... I guess I'll let y'all spam the chat since y'all are bringing up. What's up, Bridget? Yeah, the rounded pins. It's exactly why they have chambered cylinder holes and rounded pins now. So hardware store keys will work. I got on a Hey Girl knob 2 days ago that I had to take off the door because the retainer would not depress. Sometimes it's like a weird issue with the tailpiece. You never know what they did. But for some reason, it wouldn't pull off from the door. So I had to take it off. It's actually much harder to do it in your hands when it's hard to take off than it is to leave it on the door. Especially when they're corroded. The corrosion is the biggest problem with the Defiant. On the R&B knobs, the I saw you talking about that when I was Ricky. I'm going back over comments. It is. So that's another thing between the Defiant and that one you have to turn the knob. Master, Defiant, current Defiant, and one of the other cheap ones is they made it so you don't have to turn the knob there. So with the reliability, you do have to turn the knob. So it's an off-center situation. Old Defiant, pre-changing the deadbolt, it was off-center as well, and you had to turn the knob. The biggest issue is it's like super tight right there, and what happens is corrosion makes it even worse. So after it's been on the door for a few, months, it's even harder to pull those knobs off and or get them back on. A little bit too tight. Hey girl, hey girl. There's only one hey girl lock out there, and it's hey girl, hey girl. Only thing I do like about what Kwikset did was for their double cylinder deadbolt tail pieces. Basically, it fills up the hollow in it and makes it practically unbreakable. But see, they had their problem with the base of it breaking. That's typically the only way those break. Bending, it ain't gonna bend 100%, but because of how they were designed, those are still acceptable. Is there a perfect situation? Is there a perfect mechanism for the engagement of that? Schlage solved the problem just by making a thicker bar. Theirs has always been thick. They've never really had that many problems with them. Deadbolts through. You got the cross style, you got the D shape. These arrows I have down here, those are. Okay, D212, single cylinder. Okay, so I don't have nearly as many cylinders today. The old Eccentra. Yale. The old Yale Deadbolts. I was thinking this was a joke the whole time. I was thinking the Eccentra was a whole like, haha, this is a multi-million-dollar funny. No. Eccentra. Wonder how much it cost them to rebrand everything. But the tail pieces for the double cylinder, which I thought these were, single cylinder ones aren't that bad, but what I've noticed with Eccentra is they're effing crimping right here. And I know people are going to be like, you're being picky about this crimping. Hey.
Hey, yeah. Really, it's just, yeah, and I'm probably going, I was gonna get y'all to come to a kid once we get him moved in, but I don't know when we're gonna finish moving in. So I'm gonna get you, these are all the same, so we can probably keep this key.
Yeah.
And then rekey these two to match that key. Okay. But we got another month of people coming in and out. I just kinda wanna get them all keyed the same. And then we'll call it on. Get y'all to rekey all the place.
Here.
Somebody got open yet?
Well, if I can find my keys. Oh, they're there.
Like, oh, no.
They're underneath everything. Yeah, 2160, ma'am, on yours. Did you need any more keys?
No, sir.
Yep, so you got 4 total cylinders in here, 2 knobs and 2 deadbolts.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the new ones that were.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, that's yeah. With that, with that. Yeah.
these on your new keys for the same?
Yes, sir. The old keys you just throw away.
Yeah.
So I'll get confused.
Yeah, they're going to scrap rough. All right.
Yeah, keep the color.
I'm going to put the other 4 back in this box.
Get this too.
Okay.
One of these.
All right, got 4 cylinder rekey, 4 extra keys, and a coil. 6349 altogether. Just tap it. Beep. The crimp, the effing crimp. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, which I'm not wrong. You saw this was a brand new, out of the box, sealed. Look at that. Look at that shit ass crimp. Like this reminds me of back in the day, right? When I was learning how to do GM 6-cut. And this is what this shit looked like. You know? I got better at it. But you would think that if they're gonna call themselves Eccentra, that they should do a better job of crimping their shit than I did as a first year GM car key maker, which involved crimping caps. That's just terrible. Terrible. And you're like, it doesn't matter, it's only dark. Yeah, it does. You can actually see in some of them, once it squeezes on the door, you can actually see a shadow of where it's. Come on now. That's just shitty. Shitty quality. Oh, we're not going to change a thing. We're just going to rename it. It is going to stay the same quality Yale, which honestly, these were pretty shitty anyway. It'll stay the same quality Yale that it's always been. First thing we do, besides changing the name on everything, was get rid of the good old-fashioned stamping crunch and replaced it with the four-pronged version, which I'm sure there was a monetary reason involved for it. Oh, it's cheaper. It's better. It lasts longer. We don't have to replace it as often. But make sure we put etc. on all the keys and all the boxes. On every side of every box. It must have it on there. Oh shit, we missed a side. It's past time to go, isn't it? Yep. $95-minute warning. 95-minute warning! That's our swapped out cost on the B365s. Not counting, service and all that. We did not get to spam the chat with crap today, y'all. So guess you gotta save your points up. So the GM factory guy got a new job. It was a good bit of locksmithing. Unexpected. I feel bad about leaving early because, no, I don't. I don't really feel bad about leaving early. I'm up here more than anybody else. I don't feel bad about leaving early. I know the only thing I think of is their roll press is they did it for cheap for something for they saved money. Maybe their roll crimper machine or whatever broke, or they decided that the maintenance was too much for it. Or it's a robot now. We were like, oh, we got a cool new robot. Tink. That's all it does. Tink, 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 tink. That's the motion of assembly line. Tink. I don't know what sound it would make. I'd imagine it's like a high-pitched kink, kink. I don't know how it does it. F if I know. F if I know. Yeah, I'm not letting y'all gamble away your points, but we do have to disassemble. So let's go ahead and go to the disassemble screen. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I am going to go eat junk food because I can. So, listen, y'all. Last night I got home, and I knew this was coming, but my wife left me salad ingredients to eat. And I feel like, as a responsible adult, when left alone, one should be allowed to eat as much junk, crap, ridiculous Cheetos on pizza and Taco Bell. No, I had a salad. Now, true, I put a lot of crap on my salad and a lot of cheese, so not like healthy, but what is that? What am I supposed to do tonight now? I could make another salad. I have plenty of stuff left over for a whole nother salad. Do I want another salad? No. Jason wants junk crap food. I think I'm going to get Taco Bell on the way home because it's only going to be lunchtime. And then I'm gonna get a order of pizza. All our pizza ordering places are shit though. I don't want to order a pizza. I mean, I ate salad last night, so I deserve junk crap food tonight. So I'm definitely getting Taco Bell on the way home. As far as later on tonight, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Starve to death. I do have pizza rolls. Good point. Thank you. It's a good idea. I'll get Taco Bell on my way home, and then I'll have pizza rolls and what else? Something else. I don't know what yet, but I'll find something. I don't have any junk and cake and get some Oreos, but milk expired yesterday. It's probably still good. I think I need to go to the store. Look, folks! Juice system ball! Shut up. You're not supposed to squawk on disassemble. What could I do? Taco Bell chili cheese burritos. I think we do have some old frozen, 99-cent burritos in there too. If I dig in the freezer deep enough, because we do have a deep freeze, if I get on down in there, I can probably find some kind of junk food. Raid the freezer. There's a guy in a foodies who always posts his junk food when his wife's away. New Chipotle barbecue burrito. Oh, somebody specifically just parked in our parking spot, so we may have a bajizzy. Hey,
uh, do repairs for cookies.
no, not that kind. You'll have to check with like Aloha during the week.
Okay, y'all also don't do chips, right? Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. Of course it's a Honda. Of course it's a Honda. There it is. Uh, yeah, we never got around to cleaning to the table off up there. Nothing interesting. I guess I'll knock that out because I've got a good 45 minutes to spare. And then I got to get the heck out of here. So I appreciate everybody for being here today, and we're just going to go ahead and cut it short. Yeah, y'all have a good weekend. We do have to go to the end screen, though. Cut it short. Oh, no, it's only 11 minutes past 1 o'clock. What's wrong with you, Jason? I don't know, but I do have to type this out real quick. That is not how you spell that. You deserve crunch in your car. You deserve that. Whatever. How'd that happen? Small bread, a piece of rye. I hate rye bread. But that, I understand. You can do it with something else. Cold cut pieces of meat. Yeah, I don't like rye bread, but I'll do that. I'll do that with other stuff. Other kind of bread. I like just plain white bread. No fancy, crusty, just plain, regular crust white bread. Plus the pizza rolls and olive oil and Parmesan cheese. So that's a good idea. Because I do put Parmesan after it comes out of the oven. And because of, the little bit of grease they form, it sticks to a little bit I don't know if I would. Maybe lightly, I get that, but I also use a lot of Parmesan cheese and literally like coated like pile of it on top. The finely ground, you know. But tossing it in olive oil is a good idea, I guess. But I dip mine in mustard. No, there's gonna be a lot of people that react to that one, but pizza rolls with mustard is pretty good. That's don't know why it is. I eat pizza. I eat ranch slash. I'm probably gonna end up getting a pizza too on the way. I'm gonna get Taco Bell and a pizza. Uh, Ranch and Catalina 50-50. 60-40 leaning towards the Catalina. I will dip Domino's and most other crappy ass pizzas in that. But for pizza rolls, it's mustard. I don't know why, but it's mustard. We don't have any good calzones. Calzones is not really a big thing in Mississippi. Very few people have them. Ketchup on pizza, that's disgusting. Catalina's not ketchup. What kind of mustard? Oh, just regular yellow mustard. French's yellow mustard. What's up, Dutch? You'll dip your pizza in ketchup? I mean, tomato sauce on a pizza is ketchup. So, in a way, I get it. Barbecue sauce? I'll do a barbecue pizza, but I wouldn't use barbecue sauce dipping a regular, like, pepperoni pizza. The only thing you should dip pizza rolls in is ketchup. Sriracha ketchup. What? No, I can't. I can't do that. I'll try. I mean, I'll try it tonight, I don't know if I want to try that tonight. Pizza already has the ketchup. Just looking. Yeah, right. It's pretty much okay, I guess. Yeah, we're out of here. French's is the only acceptable mustard. That's just how it is in the ketchup in the mustard world. And Heinz, not a fan of Heinz. All right, we're just